Oh, wow. Damn it. Okay, well, this is fine. We should be live. Just give me a second. What? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. And by that, I mean you players, because no one's watching. Before we get started, like always, that's true. I guess it is not true anymore. Before we get started, let's... Oh, wait. No, I messed up. Damn it. I thought I had everything ready. I did not. Oh my god, that's all broken. All right.
That just gives people time to filter in.
I guess that's true. And it also shows people how inadequately prepared I am.
If you just stay on a starting soon screen for like 10 minutes, that gives enough time for people to like filter in and for you to set up.
I should have already been set up. Oh my god.
What's going on?
Is everything broken? Oh no. Dylan dropped out. That's why.
Yeah. I thought you noticed.
Or anyone's video. I'm gonna have to drop out until it gets better. Okay. So Dylan might join us later, I guess. Once he figures out what's going on with his internet. Which is a bummer. But we shall persevere. 4 people. Once I get this thing figured out.
The 4-man band.
And
That's a good time to talk shit about Zubrick. Tingle, what are your real thoughts on Zubrick?
And we're back. There we go.
I want to hear Tingle's thoughts on Zubrick.
He's just not very helpful because he's so high all the time. I mean, like, he's supposed to be like the brains of this whole thing. Like, he's a real smart guy, but he's just so high, so often.
Oh, damn
like,
it. There are more issues.
I'm relying on him for all the good ideas on what to do, and he's just off staring at a wall.
Robert was the DM for a while, so...
And you were Valsira, Pete.
Yes.
Damn, Valsira's back!
Damn. Wait. Oh, sorry. You all can continue. I need to fix a few things.
Oh, we're just dicking around.
Yep.
Sticking around. There we go. I think that's everyone that's here. So 1, 2, 3. The only time I really have to adjust cameras ever is if someone can't make it.
What's everyone's drink of choice today?
Nothing. I don't have anything in front of me.
A Porch Rocker Lemon Radler by Samuel Adams.
Ooh.
It's fixed. Finally looks all right and workable. All right. The third time's the charm, I guess. Welcome back, everyone. We're roll call. Before we get started with the campaign, like always, I'm going to do some character introductions. So we will... Also, I found my dice bag in the few boxes that I still have yet to unpack. So
Nice.
my full
Dice.
set of dice. Finally
Nice.
have it. And the one to go today will be Tristan. Please start us off.
Hello, I'm Tristan. I'm playing Clover. They are a halfling of the Lotus Den, life cleric of Liara, and they are very excited to be outside of the cave system, outside of the underground. It's just eccentric that there's actual sky. Hopefully we never have to go down there again. And I'll pass it over to my other pal who also hates the cave system very much. Emilio?
That he does. I'm Adrian. I play Emilio, the Circle of Stars Druid Shattercry Drow. He also very, very much hates being underground and not being able to see the sky. So I guess we're buddies in that sense. He's pretty happy to be outside of the mountain now, and he's pretty excited to see what's gonna happen next. It was a pretty low point being underground, but he's okay now. I'll pass it off to Tingle!
Alrighty. Hi, everybody. I'm Robert. I'm playing Tingle Rumbletron, a gnomish armorer artificer who's also a conniving, evil ex-cannibal. And yeah, he's excited to be out from these caves as well because there was an entire village that wanted to murder him in the streets because he assaulted the village elder to try and ask her for money. Yeah, he deserved everything he got. Alrighty, next character. Let's go with Bloodbeard.
All right. My name is Ian. I play Amos Bloodbeard Orst.
Sorry, go on. Continue.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Oh, that's what you were breaking. Nice.
Yeah. I need to do
let's-
this. I forgot to do this beforehand, so just continue while I do this.
Oh. Well, you don't have to post it to my server because, again, I automatically have it post every time you go live.
Awesome.
As roll call.
Fantastic.
What was I saying?
That you are
Bloodbeard.
Yep.
Bloodbeard really didn't care so much about being underground. He didn't have any strong opinions any which way. Even though a lot of terrible things happened, he didn't like that. He is happy that he's above ground. I will say that much. Yeah, just wants to get to Barteris Bay. Wants to go see his frenemy. And I just wanted to not be fucking 90 degrees in my goddamn apartment anymore.
Are you moving soon? No, you're not, right?
No, Izzy is moving out, and I'm in the middle of moving a whole bunch of stuff around because of it. So
Okay, I see. All right, and I guess that brings it all the way around to me because we're missing Dylan. He's having internet trouble, so hopefully he could figure out what's going on and join us the rest of this session. But I am Parky Park. I'll be your D&D for this homebrew campaign in the world of Særald for 5th edition D&D. And with that note, let's jump right into it with a recap by Emilio.
Yay.
Rock on.
This one's kind of a long one.
That's fine. Take your time. This is I don't mind long recaps.
Give Dylan way more time to come back.
I hope you can make it.
Yeah, I hope so too. For an RP session? Yeah. Ahem. This is Emilio's journal. Latest entry. By the good graces of the cosmos, we have finally exited the mountain and reached the surface again. I sincerely pray that that is the last time I will be caught underground again, at least until the stars go out. It has been a whirlwind of a week. The laboratory we'd sought out bedmend in exploded after we discovered a being in a pod. Curiously, it looked eerily similar to the one that reached out to me in my dreams. When we had freed it from its prison, I was overcome with a bittersweet joy. Freedom, it felt like. No, not one I will be forgetting for a while. But stranger still, each of us found we were glowing after the incident, and even curiouser, both I and Clover had a dream in which each of us was tethered in a void, and a voice mentioned something about a spark. Funny, not the first time that word has popped into my head in the last few months, but the first time it was in this context. In conjunction with the reading I'd done after she had reached out to me while I slept, I know now I've chosen the right path. I feel more set in it than ever. I can practically feel the crunch of dirt under my boots. Things seem to be looking up since then, other than the near-death experience of which Amos of all people had pulled me from. Perhaps he isn't as much of a scoundrel as I had initially thought, and we agreed to start over. I have not a lot of friends in this group save for Clover, so another is welcomed. We returned Bedman to his village and wrapped up our business there. After my disrespect towards Madame Oudley, I apologized and revealed to her the truth, of which she was aware of already. Clever woman, it saddens me deeply to know there wasn't anything we could do for her. I pray her next life is kind to her. Clover had set off to the village's temple after a strange dream where they played with their god, and as for Zubrick and Tingle, only the stars know what those two get up to on their own. I know not how to feel about the entire trip at the moment, but I'm thankful it has come to an end. Disappointed the sky was overcast the night we pulled ourselves out of the mountain, but it's peaceful nonetheless. I can hear the tides again. The immediate future remains a zero for the time being. Infinite unknown possibilities. The only one I can be sure of is a long, well-earned night in a well-worn tavern. I look forward to whatever the tides carry me next. That's it.
Okay, fantastic.
Bravo.
And I guess this is where I come in. You all have just gotten out of the Underdark after about 5 or so days of traveling through it. A few days helping, I feel like it was like 2-3 days helping the Snarf Niblins of Sarath. And you have made it all the way out the other end of the mountain peak that connected to a mine here. Seems to be a nice town. When you left the mine, you saw a few miners kind of gathering a few things and running back towards their drinks and warm food awaiting for them. And you followed them to a tavern nearby within the walls of this town. There doesn't seem to be any guards on this side of the gate which led to the mines, and instead the 3-story the 3-story tavern made of brick, mortar, and wood have greeted you with a large sign of a massive mug with a pick inside of it. You have learned that this place is called the Pickin' Mug, with the many patrons here just celebrating or drinking. You could see a few of them are gambling on the side with a few cards, and you could see some of them have hold out either coin, or some of them are actually gambling with what looks like rough precious jewels too. Nothing huge, but like small itty bitty things that they found, and maybe it isn't of value enough for them to turn it in, or maybe they've just snuck it underneath the noses of their boss and they decided to keep it. Either way, sorry, I'm gonna up the volume on this just a bit, Ian.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, you all are welcomed by the warm glow of the hearth. The sky is currently overcast, unfortunately, and you've seen the patrons here, the miners, are just having fun drinking. A few of them were like, "Oh, where'd you all come from? What the fuck is that thing? What are you?" And then Base is basically going,
I am Base.
and like, "Hey, it talks! Oh my god, look at that thing! It talks!"
Yeah, it does.
Surrounded by simpletons.
When you enter, you see, the hearth and the rough, large chairs and tables strewn about. Many of the miners here seem to be of many different races, just a fair mix of all types of races found in Særald. And behind the bar, in quite a revealing barmaid outfit, is a large red dragonborn lady. She looks pretty fit. There's a person that's also a younger, like, halfling man, going from table to table, bringing out drinks, literally like bringing out cupfuls of drinks and passing them out, or food. You can be seen, and yeah, you guys have just arrived to this town, so do whatever you feel like. Take it away, everyone.
How, is there any, like, miners that are, like, doing the gambling stuff that look, like, super drunk?
No, you're not sure if they have to work tomorrow, but even though they're drinking, some of them are more drunk, but the ones playing, ones gambling, they're a little more wary. I will roll to see real quick. Did I put away the dice? I think I did. Yeah. Okay, there is one that does look kind of pretty out of it. Like you can see a few already empty mugs on the side, and he has a third one, and he has a handful of cards, but there isn't much chips or anything in front of him left.
Oh, okay, good to know. Maybe I'll look into that later. If Zubrik is here, I'd be talking about stuff, but he's not, so instead, everyone else, do your thing.
I am so happy to eat vegetables again. I did not like the food down there.
What, the snails?
No. And the mushrooms. I just didn't like any of it.
You didn't like I'm surprised you didn't like the mushrooms. I thought they were quite nice.
They're different.
Different is good. It's exploring, expanding your horizons.
You know what? That's fair, but
And
probably not going to have it again.
If you ever want to, like, not expand your horizons, I can just make everything you eat and drink taste like bacon.
Yeah, ever since you revealed you were a cannibal once, that doesn't really mean the same thing as it used to.
Yeah.
It's just bacon.
How do we know it's just bacon?
Later.
When you guys grab a table and call over the waiter, it's a young, curious, jolly-looking halfling man with short curly hair and wears a red scarf. Even though it's pretty warm in this establishment, as he trots over, he goes, "Well, hello. How can I help you? I am Arlo. I'll be your server here at the Pick and Mug. I haven't seen your faces around. New to the town?
There are.
Well, what can I get for you?"
I'm gonna have a drink. I don't know about you guys.
Cheapest food and cheapest drink you have.
All right. Just one for each then.
Well, I maybe not want the cheapest food and drink.
He'll take the cheapest food and drink. The rest of us will order something different.
Oh.
What did you want, Clover?
I don't know. I just want a drink and do you guys have any vegetables? Like, tomatoes, lettuces?
Yeah, we have a plate called a plate of gold. Bunch of vegetables that have been deep fried.
You see Clover's face just kind of goes in disgust. Sure.
Oh, it's pretty good. Don't worry about it. At least the miners like it. The rest of you, for the cheap ones, for the ones that are want the cheapest, we got some miners pie that y'all can enjoy.
Does it have meat in it?
Yeah, it does. It's one of them mashed potatoes with I could replace the meat with some beans if you like in the bottom.
That sounds awesome.
All right, that I can do.
Make mine all meat?
I mean, there's meat in it already.
Oh, okay, well, you just offered to customize it, so that's all I was learning.
I just replaced the meat with some beans, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if you need anything, shout for me. If you need a place to stay, I'm sure there's a few rooms left that Vel can set up for you. But
What's what do you have that's a little bit better than the cheapest of the cheap?
for food or
Both.
food and drink? Well, drinks. There's kind of just the one here. most of the miners don't really care what we put in front of them for a drink. But if you're looking for something nicer and a nicer stay,
No, I'll just have whatever you give to everyone else. Then I just
food wise
it would-
though, we do have some orange mountain duck that we can prep up for you.
I haven't had a good duck in a while. Sure.
By the way, I'm literally using this D&D Heroes Feast cookbook to get inspiration. So
Awesome.
This
yeah,
episode sponsored to you
I-
by.
I wish. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. But yeah, so yeah, he rushes out, grabs you, starts shouting the orders to the kitchen. Yeah, you all can take it. Yeah.
Is this gonna cost money?
I assume so.
Generally.
Most things cost
I-
money. Yeah.
I left my money with Valsira when she left. So I don't have any.
Wait,
Oh.
Valsira robbed you?
I don't think she's robbing.
She
Is that what
accidentally
robbing is?
robbed you? I mean, she took something that was yours. That's stealing. That's thievery 101.
Yep.
Maybe she just forgot.
Yeah, you can still steal something by accident, Clover. It happens all the
Oh.
time.
Okay.
And also
Hey.
not by accident.
Yes. It's kind of like misplacing something. Like you can misplace something in your inventory. Like for me, I forgot my shield back, my regular shield back at the lab before it blew up. It's not like the lab stole it because it's not sentient. But we could just say that Base stole my shield. Not you, Base. The shitty one.
That shield you're currently using belongs to Lady Riowin.
Exactly. This is out on loan, remember? But I'll be out of a shield whenever she comes to collect.
Absolutely.
Blood
But
beard
that's
cat
not
face.
stealing?
No.
I'm so confused.
But you see, Clover, the fine details don't really matter. And the important part to remember is that Bloodbeard has a shield, and Valsira has your money.
Valsira's more well off, and Bloodbeard's more protected. Okay. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it kind of left you in the lurch, so I have enough to cover the both of us. Don't worry.
Thank you.
But maybe keep your money on your person next time, just in case.
Don't hand it out so damn much.
Yeah, don't hand it out to anybody. Like, I know you trusted Valsira, but then, like, an accident happened left. So.
But what if one of you guys need money?
What if we up and leave you?
Don't do that.
Well, I'm not gonna do that to you, Clover.
Don't worry,
That's-
Clover. If
Valsira
I ever
already
need
done
money, Clover, I'll definitely ask you for it.
Don't give any money to Tingle.
Insight.
Yeah, go for it.
One bit. I should have done the tower one. Oh well, 13.
It's fine. I think the tower ones are off by 1 anyways, because I haven't upgraded the proficiency bonuses.
Yeah, I could watch all your money for you, indefinitely.
I think you should be watching yourself.
I don't trust that whatsoever.
You could
Hey,
see,
you're
Bloodbeard?
learning!
you could see Zubrick
Oh.
is literally like, what's called, completely enamored by this tome that he's found. So he's gonna be busy with that.
Okay.
Well, Beard, why did we need to get to the bay again?
We're going to Bartaris Bay because we're going to go see an old rival. I wouldn't really call her a friend. An old rival of mine.
You think there's gonna be fighting?
I mean, at the bay? It's Bartaris Bay. They're always fighting.
Oh, okay.
So it's good natured. I might knock a few heads together. Beat a few people up. Maybe get my horn tinted. It's all
That
good
doesn't
fun.
That doesn't sound very fun.
There's
It's a blast.
as you are talking, you all see out of nowhere, like a small bottle materializes behind what's called Bloodbeard, and just dink in the back of the head, falls to the ground but doesn't shatter, and it kind of rolls around on the floor a bit.
Bloodbeard reaches down, picks it up. Speak of the old sea hag. He's gonna
Okay.
pop it open.
When you pop it open, shake the little letter out, and inside is another letter from your rival. You see written inside of it says, I just gotta get this out. All right. Written inside says, I'm currently taking a job, and I'll be off to I'll be off to Arcala for a few days doing if you are gonna stick around Barteris Bay, I would say don't be seen out and about too much. A good place to hide might be the boneyard.
That's... I don't really know what to make of that. So she's off on a job, but she's saying that I shouldn't be seen too often if I'm going there, which...
I mean, you know that there are like Thieves Guild Thieves Guild that are pretty rampant in Barteris Bay. You would also know that there are ne'er-do-wells, but that kind of language, there might be potentially... Yeah, actually, give me an insight on that. Like, because you know how she talks too.
Yeah.
You know how she talks too. So.
It definitely feels like something's going on.
Okay. You could give me a more like thought about it later, but right now, like with all the things going on, you just you glean that what she said is what she said.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope there ain't anything going on with the Navy. That would be horrible. But Pete, do I know what the boneyard is?
Give me a history check, and I'll say with advantage because Barteris Bay is like the city you're from.
Yeah. Also, that other place she mentioned. What was it? A something?
Arcala, I think is what she said.
Arcala, got you.
Which Arcala? Okay, give me one more history check for the other one.
Gotcha.
With advantage again. Okay, 10. All right. That's actually good enough because you've already kind of been in that area quite a bit, and these are pretty well-known places. Arcala is the capital of the Rokuna Empire to the west. With a fast ship, few days journey, just to get there and do something, but just to get there. So with insight later, you'll probably glean a few things more from it. But the boneyard, you'd heard of it once or twice. It's like a place for tea, or kind of dark and brooding. You've heard not many of the sailors like it because of the mood and the ambiance is a bit grim. But it's a nice place to hide out. It is a nice dark place that many people don't really go to too often. But yeah, that is the place that she is saying to go.
Well, there's definitely something going on up in Barteris Bay, but we can lay low at this boneyard place. I think it's some sort of tea shop. Not really my
tea.
scene.
That sounds right.
Tea?
I mean, I've never been there before, but I definitely remember there's something about tea, and I don't know. They're kind of emo. Not really my bag, but if I was trying to hide out at a place, it'd be a good place to hide out.
What is emo?
It's like emotional, but like but not like the good kind of emotions, like singing songs and drinking grogs with your mates. More like crying and oh, woe is me. The universe is futile. We're all going to die in the heat death of the planets. Stuff like that.
To be fair, a lot of terrible things can happen when a bunch of people are singing songs and having fun together.
Oh, I don't deny that, but that's part of what makes it fun.
Well, all emotions are good. I don't know why you're saying the bad kind of emotions.
They're not fun. Yeah, it's good to be open about your emotions and stuff, but when that's all that there is, it's just so bleak.
I guess so. It's a very unbalanced life to live.
Yes. Again, not my bag.
You know, Bloodbeard, I couldn't help but notice the fact that you just got beamed in the head also with a bottle. How's that work? Like, how's it transported? How's it targeted at your head? Like,
So you
to
think
do
she
that
put it-
requires a lot of energy.
I'm pretty sure she cursed me with something a very long time ago. So there's a tendency whenever I talk shit about Tortuga, I get hit by one of these bottles. She tends to know. I don't know what it triggers. It's very useful though. Kind of a one-way trip, but
If you're ever interested and I get some of the materials, I might be able to help you out, at least dodging it a little.
I mean, I usually, if I ever talk about her, I'm usually kind of on guard. But I was honestly expecting to get hit by it. It's not too bad. It's only when I say the real nasty shit that I have to worry about dodging it. And I guess we're working together right now. So
When's the last
Oh.
time you talked to them or seen them?
ooh, a very long time ago. Usually, most of the time, whenever I have, whenever there was a heist on the open seas or anything, we get a real nice juicy tip about a real beautiful treasure. Tortuga beat me to it almost every single time. It's kind of our thing. I do all the hard work. She walks off with the treasure. She's a fine woman, but also an evil, evil harpy of a woman.
Well, that's not very
Hey.
nice to say.
It's pirate stuff. It's
When you said evil harpy of a woman,
I'm gonna make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
You, as soon as you say
Like,
I need, yeah. You know, by the way, Arlo brought out food, you know, for you guys and passed it around. You were like about to take a spoonful or like about to take a bite, and it's like heavier bottle, thunk back of the head, like the fork kind of goes into your cheek, you know, and when you uncork it, it's just a middle finger drawn, a crude middle finger drawn on there.
Bloodbeard, like, just Bloodbeard's like, I'm gonna go piss in this bottle later, but just gonna set it down next to the table.
You know, if we're ever like doing some kind of a job and she's there as well and is gonna, you know, do the whole take everything again, you know, we could try and break her knees or something.
Hey, it's not that really that kind of rivalry. I don't want to kill her or anything like that.
Oh yeah, break her knees.
I mean,
Seems
I'm
a
sure
little
there's.
excessive.
It is a little. I really like as much as the shit talking. It is kind of. I don't want to say playful because she does kind of take over, but it's not like the outward I'm taking your kneecaps kind of thing.
Oh, okay, so more like a one or two toes kind of thing.
Black eye here and there. Hell of a swordsman.
Okay, rescind the whole breaking knees thing.
Yeah, that would be. In with my crew gone, she's really kind of the only connection I have to my own life. So Bloodbeard's just gonna kind of like 1,000-yard stare into his food and just quietly take a drink from his mug.
So, Bloodbeard, what did you do to her? Make her throw bottles at your head?
Emilio, I am hurt that you would think I would do anything to this woman to make her throw bottles at my head.
I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it seems like you did something to her to piss her off enough to curse you. You know?
I'm just a very successful pirate. A very successful pirate. Sure, maybe the first time that we met, I was the one who got away with the treasure. And yes, I may have taunted her a little bit on the way sailing back. But just got to all the other ones. I don't know why I get hit with the bottles.
Did you ever, like, wake up one day and go, oh, hey, why do I have, like, a bunch of tattoos on the back of my head or something like that? Because I'm just wondering how this curse is anchored to you.
Honestly, I have no idea, but it is, like I said, right now this is very useful with the with the thing. I really don't know. Maybe I haven't like. Maybe she's like. Maybe it just triggers when I say her name, and if there's like other things. I've tried saying it at times I really shouldn't have. Sometimes the bottles come, sometimes they don't. I don't know if she's necessarily seeing me, just hearing what I'm saying. I haven't tried calling it. I haven't tried calling her name out in the middle of sex yet, and shit talking her to see if I can hit then. But
what if you just like put on a helmet and just start cursing her out until she runs out of bottles?
Yeah, tried that. You ever get hit in the head with a bottle when you have a helmet on and it's real heavy? Helmets might protect your noggin, but they can fuck you up too.
Oh, that's true.
And it hurts a lot with these. And he kind of like tips the horns. You think it's worse when your brain's bouncing around between some sheets of metal and your own skull. Try adding 2 fucking horns to the whole thing.
That's fair, that's fair.
You've had headaches before, but you've never had horn aches. Those are not fun.
Oh. You know, I have seen how they're anchored to the skull before, but never actually experienced what it'd be like to have them.
Well,
anyways.
I'm sure you'll get to experience it someday. Anyways.
Okay. So, you could see currently there's, it must be getting pretty late. I know you all relatively woke up not too long ago. But even the miners, a lot of them, instead of heading out of the tavern, a lot of them go up into the rooms on the other floors. And only a few of them really leave the tavern, but there are a few still out and about, still drinking or talking and hanging out, but it is starting to, the tavern is starting to wind down at this point.
Does anyone have any plans? Did wake up quite recently.
Well, I was just gonna, hang around at least. Like, relax in the tavern after the ordeal we had.
I mean, if Zubrik was not so busy, him and I could go do a thing, but yeah.
I don't want to lay low for a little bit to maybe let this... And he slaps his leg. Heal up a little bit more.
I can take a look at it every morning.
Yeah, that would actually be awesome, Clover. Thank you.
All right. So, as you all are kind of talking amongst yourself, there is the door swings pretty wide open and enters 6 individuals. No, it'll be 7. Sorry, 7 individuals. Few of them are waiting outside that you can see, but with the way where you're sitting, you can see a few of them are in chains. They're in kind of rags and in chains, and you could see what looks like a pretty well clad guard of sorts, Crown's Guard of the Atheran Alliance, approach the Red Dragonborn lady and ask her something, and she walks out to the door and points somewhere, and he walks out, and then they kind of, you hear a whistle, they all start heading out. There's murmurs in the tavern of some of the miners that are still left here when this happens.
You know, a slave could be really handy for carrying all our stuff.
I don't necessarily think those are slaves. I think they're prisoners. Did they look like pirates or anything, Pete?
They're... Can you give me a perception check real quick? Just to see how much you kind of gleaned while looking out. Okay. Some of them had some pretty identifying tattoos and markings of sea life and voyages that you were able to glean. So you kind of suspect that yes, some of them might be pirates. You know that Wolfwater is only a few days away from here if you actually came out at the proper end that you thought you might have on this side of the mountains. So knowing that, you're like, oof, those are pirates, yeah, they are prisoners of the Atheran state.
Yeah, there's probably definitely a few pirates in there. I recognize
not
those nautical
slaves.
tattoos anywhere.
Well, here's a thought. Since they're not slaves, but it would be really awesome to have people carry our stuff and just do, like, everything that I don't want to do. If we were to theoretically help some of them escape, would they, like, maybe swear their lives to us so then they can, be like a pirate people helping us do everything?
It honestly
That is-
depends.
Not
They're-
ethical.
Well, I think I know what Tingle's hinting at, but what Tingle's not hinting at. Like, there's... You could definitely get the loyalty of a crew like that, but like I said, pirates are a mixed bunch. I like to think I'm a pretty good guy, as far as pirates go. Tortuga, also relatively a good person, I would say, pirate-wise, even though... Other things I'm not going to say, not getting another bottle tonight, hopefully. There are some mean fucking pirates out there. Doing horrible things that I don't even feel comfortable talking about. It's a crapshoot. They might be honest. They might be honest pirates, but they also might be real pieces of shit who deserve to die. So
That's true. So
But-
how to find the pieces of shit that are gonna just follow their word?
By the way, Adrian, since you were away, what just happened was they saw some prisoners outside the door. A guard approached the Red Dragonborn lady at the tavern, asked some questions, which she went out, pointed somewhere in the town, and then the guard and then the prisoners left. And then you all started talking about them being potentially pirates and maybe getting someone an extra hand in the crew to help without paying them. The Tingle way.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's technically worked. I mean, there's 4 other people in this group, and I don't have to pay them anything.
I mean,
Anyways,
I definitely would love to try to put together an actual crew at some point, but having a boat is usually really what puts them together. Separates the pirates from the common brigands of the land. I'm not a highwayman. I'm a goddamn pirate.
Okay, so it's a one before the other kind of thing. I'll keep that in mind.
How often do you all require sustenance?
You see Base chime up as you're like some of you are finishing up your plates and such.
A few times a day.
There's breakfast, there's lunch and dinner.
I feel like if you really tried to, you could probably eat all in one sitting. Good for the day.
I've done that. Usually when food sources are scarce, you just have the one meal and that's that. But yeah, you try to drink about maybe a half gallon of water a day. If you're really hydrated.
And if there's like a special party or something going on, you can eat all day.
Does that get tiring?
Oh yeah, usually
Enjoyable.
it only happens every once in a while.
It's like one of the best parts of the day.
If the food sucks, it's terrible, but I like not being hungry.
It's annoying having to keep your body fueled.
Enjoyable.
It's more annoying when it comes out.
Terrible. I do not think I understand.
What about you? Do you have to
Oh.
eat? Do you?
I do not require sustenance.
There's gotta be
But then-
something that keeps you going, though, right? Like,
Oh,
gee,
the motive force of your body, it would require energy of some kind.
The only thing I am currently programmed to do.
Sorry, I haven't written this part down. I wasn't sure it was gonna come up. Okay.
Is catalog and maintain and survive. Those are my basic, primary objectives, currently.
So, what's keeping you surviving?
Nothing.
You have to like rest or something at some point.
I do not require rest.
Not even to like recharge your body, your shell.
At times at times when there's not.
Sorry. Wow, my brain is dead. I've literally, by the way, after I got my job offer, I've just been doing sighs of relief every exhale, so I haven't been thinking after that all day. So
When times are safe and movement is not required, I passively charge and repair any damage done to my body. Currently, there are multiple damages that I cannot fix.
I mean, I could take a look at them.
He does tinker.
when, as you all are kind of wondering about this, even with the passive perceptions you guys have, and now that the crew's thinned out in the tavern, you hear some of the miners kind of talking amongst themselves about what just happened with the people that have come in, and you hear one of them go, you think those are, they're called in to replace the others that have gone missing in the mines? I mean, they're not coming to the ones that we're working in, so why does it matter? But the Silverstone one, isn't it weird? Like, miners go missing, none of the guards are interested. Now they're bringing in more workers, and he kind of does air quotes when he says that. I mean, I don't get paid to think, so what's the matter? What's that matter?
Is anyone else overhearing this conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, you all would basically hear it. There's a few, and a few of the miners kind of look over, kind of like glancing a look, and then when the two realize that they're kind of being a little loud, they shoot some glances and then kind of hunch down, and one of them's like, don't be talking, basically telling the other one to kind of quiet down about it. No need to bring it up.
Bloodbeard's gonna he's gonna lean in real quick to Clover. He's like, I think I got this one. Give me a second. He's gonna try to signal the barkeep.
Okay. The barkeep or the server?
Whoever server, yeah.
Okay, Arlo kind of comes over. Yes, how can I help you?
3 more mugs, please.
3 more coming right up. He rushes back and with pretty quickly with 3 more mugs of drinks.
Bloodbeard is going to scoop 3 up in his hand. He's gonna get up from his chair. He's gonna go walk over to the 2 guys who were conversating.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna. Is there like an open chair where they're sitting at? Or
Yeah. There's a few chairs open. It was just 2 of them kind of talking amongst themselves loud enough initially. When they see you approach, they kind of like give you the look, like you're a stranger. Like they kind of give you the look up and down.
Bloodbeard is gonna sit down at the table. It's like, I see this spot isn't occupied, and I see those spots aren't occupied. He's gonna slide 2 of the mugs over to the miners. He's gonna grab his Well, hold up. I have a mug right here. He's going to grab his and says, to make new friends.
Give me a... Ooh. Just give me a performance check, not persuasion. This is you just trying to, like, you know, bring them into the conversation. Okay. They both kind of look at you. They look at the drinks. Kind of, they both give a smile, pick up the drink, and they're like, cheers. One starts, like, downing his. The other one kind of takes a sip and looks at you, still a little oddly.
What's your name, lads?
Me? This guy's, by the way, this guy's human. He has a few, like, light scars and like, more not from fighting, but like just from hard work along his, like, arms and hands. You can see they're all rough and damaged. He's like, name's Raymond. That's give me a second. He points over to the dwarf sitting across from him that just downed it. That's Vaughn.
Raymond Vaughn. Amos, pleasure to meet you. You gentlemen work at the mines here?
Yeah. We both work for the Lako mine.
God bless you.
It's a mouthful. We just call it the lacking mines, but hey, it is what it is. We get paid for everything we bring up, so.
That's what, specialize in iron, coal?
Mostly iron. There used to be some more kind of precious metals apparently in the past, but I think those have all kind of gone dry. If we do find something nice, there's a bit of a bonus in for all of us, so.
Sounds nice.
Where'd you come from, stranger? Amos, right?
Yes. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, but I actually came out of the mountain that way. After stomping around in the Underdark for what felt like a year.
Oh, like from down.
Yes. So on my way, like, crew, my friends and I are on our way to Barteris Bay to see an old friend of mine. And
when you say Barteris Bay, they kind of look at each other, and they, one of them kind of snicker. You could see Vaughn kind of snickers, like, Barteris Bay.
What? It's lovely this time of year.
Oh, it's lovely every time of year there, right?
Oh, of course it is. Best city in Særald.
Yeah, best city to lose all your money in.
Or win a lot of money in if you're skilled. Couldn't help but overhear you gentlemen talking about the unfortunate boys in the chain that's out there.
Vaughn, when you say that, Vaughn kicks Raymond's chair, kind of shoots him a glance.
Listen.
We don't want any trouble with the gods, all right? Raymond's like, if you're, like, I shouldn't have brought it up.
I mean, I'm not looking to cause trouble. I'm looking to find solutions. It seems like somebody here has a problem. Possibly the guards. They're bringing in prisoners to work, something Silverstone, whatever. I'm assuming another mine. Something's going on, and it seems like people with a certain set of skills might be able to fix whatever that problem is. And I, my friends, have plenty of skills.
I don't know about a problem. Most people don't really care about what just happened a few months ago, I guess, at this point. And about the mine, Lady Silverstone's mine, I wouldn't. When he kind of cuts himself off.
I mean, I'm not looking to break into something that I'm not supposed to be there, but if I have to talk to it, if they're looking for a strapping young rogue like myself and an adventuring party of I guess, Christ, I guess we are in an adventuring guild now. Anyway, we get paid to deal with this sort of shit all the time, so if there's a problem somewhere...
Like I said, I don't know about any problem. A few miners before have gone missing. But it's a while back and no one's really went looking for them, and they all went missing at Silverstone's personal vein. Some kind of leans in close. Apparently, Lady Silverstone. And Vaughn kind of interrupts, like, aye, that bitch got lucky. Apparently, there's some ruby mine she found. Things kind of go quiet in the tavern when he kind of shouts that out. Yeah, something about some sort of weird, lucky vein she found underneath her own manor. I requested a few help, and none of them came back. I guess she's requesting some help from the city, or not city, from Thera.
Well, if Silverstone seems like she has some sort of problem, something must have happened to the miners that went in there before, and now she's sending in cheap disposable labor. Unfortunately, I don't know if that cheap disposable labor will be able to handle itself in a fight, because chances are if something's disappeared, there's something horrible lurking down there.
Well, I don't know what to say. For the last few months, she's been sending out, I think actually rubies from what I've heard, right? And Vaughn's like, I've seen them myself. Whole carts full of rubies.
He's a fine gem. It's always funny how the rich end up always getting richer from funny coincidences that happen underneath their own feet, right?
Yeah. When am I ever gonna strike into something like that, Avon? You? You'd be lucky if you trip over your own feet into a chasm tomorrow, boy. Well, I mean, if you're looking for work, right? Personally, I'm not paying you all to look into Silverstone's place, nor will she probably even let you. But
I have a way with people. I'm sure I can work something out.
Well, if you want anything, I would say, if you're looking for a way in, I would say go contact. Wait, there's. Yeah, well, sorry, I meant to say, if you're looking for other problems that probably people would hire you for, actually, I would suggest go talking with the Sarah at O&R Mercantile. Apparently some of the supplies for the mines that were supposed to arrive haven't, arrived in time. Not only that, some of the raw materials that were supposed to be sent out from the mines also kind of gone missing. And O&R Mercantile kind of deals with a lot of that shipping stuff from the main city. So yeah, I think she's looking for some help, but it's all up to you, I guess, on how you want to tackle it. By all means, I would love to see what happens when you go knocking at Lady Silverstone's manor. He's kind of chuckling when he's saying that.
I know a very capable con man, and he's just gonna thumbs over towards Emilio. If I can't win her over, I'm sure he can.
By the way, the
Emilio
tables
gives a flirty little wave.
Yeah. Raymond kind of gives you a wave back. Vaughn kind of looks at you, and then chuckles as he downs another mug. Well, I think it's about time I head in for the night. I have a long day tomorrow, and I'm gonna be crossing my damn fingers. I'm gonna stop by the garden before pay my dues before I head into the mines in the morning. So he stands up, looks at Raymond. Raymond's like, I'll see you tomorrow. As Vaughn heads upstairs. So you really came from down the dark, and all your friends did too.
Yeah, I mean we're not from there originally, but we crossed over. Again, looking for Barteris Bay. It was a shortcut.
Is it true that there are like a whole lot of the, and kind of points over to Emilio.
He
I
just
didn't
gives
really-
another flirty little
Yeah, you could see this time when he gives the wave, he's like nervously kind of waves back at Emilio.
I mean, I didn't run into any drow down there. Mainly, it's for Niblin, the deep gnomes.
Okay. Yeah. We've ran into a few, but they seem more scared of us than anything.
I think that would be pretty accurate. It was honestly very strange, very beautiful. They had a nice little geode that we're living in, lots of jade. Don't get too excited about that though. It's a bit of a long hike, and they will probably kill you for trying to take it. But it was very pretty. The Silverstone's vein has nothing on that.
All right. I see. Well, I mean, maybe if you're in town later, you could tell me some stories. They sound interesting. I've been here for a few years, and to tell you the truth, not much really happens here. You go down, dig in, you come back, you hand over most of the stuff you get, and then you pay the rest to live in this nice establishment. Vel keeps us well fed. Points over to the Dragonborn lady.
It's actually been strange. I haven't spent this much time on land since I was a kid.
You kind of look like a
Yeah.
you know.
The name the name most people know me by would be Bloodbeard, but
Bloodbeard. Ooh.
yeah,
Scary name, huh?
scary name for a scary man. At least when I don't get to be grog.
he gives an actual like chuckle like I did at that. He's like, well, I should probably head in too. And
Raymond, it was
huh?
lovely meeting you.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you. If you like I said, if you were sticking around, I'd love to hear some stories before y'all leave.
Sure. Well, I know I'm gonna be here for a little bit trying to. And he's got a little bit of a bum leg right now. Just need to try to work out some of the kinks with it. But maybe we'll be helping with some of this mining problem stuff that's going on, because we could always use more money.
With that, he kind of gives you like raises a mug, finishes it, slides it over into the table, and he flicks Arlo a few copper pieces and leaves it on the table as he heads up.
Bloodbeard's gonna Riker stand up off the chair and head back to the crew.
Okay. Yeah.
So, who's your new friend?
Raymond and Vaughn are two miners. Got some scoop on some possible jobs. Seem like nice enough chaps. So it looks like a lot of some of the mining equipment has gone missing. Some of the shipments, stuff that was supposed to come in, just kind of disappeared. We can head over to the mercantile. They'll probably reimburse us for it. I did kind of drop that we are technically part of Lost and Found, not by name, but we're adventurers. We have clearance for this sort of shit. They were gossiping about apparently some lady Silverstone, some hoity-toity rich woman living in town. Seems like she got lucky. Found I'm sure you heard them yelling about a vein of rubies underneath her house. But,
Yeah, you all heard Vaughn shout that out. Oh.
But she's got the miners she pulled have just not come back, and those unfortunate prisoners look like it's the next round of her labor. So if there's something nasty eating people down in the mine, yes, they don't care about the prisoners, but maybe they'd be looking to have some strapping young adventurers take care of it for them. Maybe we'll get a ruby out of it.
But that's underground again. We just came from underground.
I mean, listen, we could just let whatever happens happens. I'm just saying we should be thinking about our options here. We've got time to waste anyway.
I mean,
Tortuga's gonna be out for a while.
I'm partial to try and like get the rubies underneath her house, but also I don't want to mess with trying to get money from an old lady. Again.
I mean, this lady seems like she's rich. I don't care quite as much, but it's not like I'm gonna go there and beat her up for it. This is more like, we take care of your problem.
The other old lady seemed like she was rich too, and that didn't work. So
Did she seem like she was rich, Tingle?
I didn't get that
but a
vibe
giant-
from her personally.
She had a giant palace made out of jade.
Not for her. They were doing that for someone else. Technically,
Yeah,
it's like,
That's
all
what
this
everyone
stuff-
says. Oh, that's not for me. That's just an heirloom that I have.
Not everybody's as dishonest as you, Tingle.
Just the face.
Tingle will remember this.
Tingle's gonna murder Emilio one of these days.
Well, either way, I mean, I don't know about you all, but I like to have a nice filled pouch. It's a little light for my taste right now, so any sort of little side gig we could get to just kind of make ends meet.
Well, I was kind of hoping for like a break.
I mean, we could also hang out in town too. I just,
The missing supplies thing sounds significantly less horrifyingly dangerous.
there is that.
We'll probably just have someone stealing it and selling it. So we just walk by and go, oh look, there's 6 of us. And then we take it back. Or 5 of us and take it back.
It also doesn't seem like it's underground, so...
You might have to go to underground for a bit of it, Emilio. I'm not gonna lie. It's dealing with mine stuff.
Could I skip that part? Could I stay up here?
I mean, it's just a mine. It's not like we're gonna be in the Underdark.
I thought the Underdark, when we first went into that mountain, I thought it was just a mine. I thought we'd be out within, like, hours.
Well, thankfully, if we go down in this mine, we shouldn't be there for more than a day. I don't really think camping out in a mine.
Day?
Like a day's work. We wake up, we go in with the miners, we poke around, we do some investigate.
Maybe.
Well, that's why missing supplies could be good, because I don't think we'll have to go underground for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's the missing stuff. It's more like the stuff coming in and the stuff going out. It's disappearing somewhere. It might be just the going out part might be in the mine itself. I don't know.
Well, we can inquire about it. Maybe it won't actually be underground.
So, what are you all doing? Sorry.
Finishing up my bacon-flavored pie and beer, and then I guess we'll do...
It's basically shepherd's pie, the miner's pie that you guys got. It's shepherd's pie.
It all tastes like bacon, even the mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Eating this horribly deep fried vegetables.
It's not too bad. Lot less greens, but more like onion rings and like carrots and stuff like that, broccoli stuff. So there are some greens, but they're all deep fried. It's all deep fried.
Bloodbeard's gonna like cut off a small section of the duck, and he's gonna hold it on like a fork towards Tingle's like, Tingle, I need you to do me a favor. I've been meaning to ask this for a minute. Instead of making this taste like bacon, make it taste like people. I want to know.
I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, okay.
I gotta see whether this is all it's cracked up to be.
Since you have you are a cannibal, or are a cannibal, I guess. You never not become a cannibal after you have some, I guess. So
He's in recovery.
yeah.
Lapsed.
Well, no, like okay. It's not like a drug addict where the addict part is the important thing.
Yeah, so
No, of course.
he's a
but-
lapsed cannibal because he doesn't practice it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Or like if it was like a religion, like, oh, I was raised cannibal, but I
was
converted to
raised
Episcopalian.
cannibal. Yeah, so we're not gonna go into detail about it. Cause first of all, I hope no one has experience with that, but I definitely don't. So
I heard it tastes like something though.
It
I don't
actually
know from
apparently-
first-hand account.
It apparently does taste kind of like bacon.
See?
That's exactly what Bloodbeard's trying to find out.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We'll say it does kind of taste like bacon.
Bloodbeard's trying. Is like, is this like halfling? Is this gnome?
No, hobgoblin.
Ah. Bloodbeard looks at Zubrick.
He's not. He looks up, and then he looks up, and then down. But then when can somebody give me an insight on that? Ooh, 2. Okay, 1 unnatural and 1 actual natural 20.
Oh man.
You could see when Zubrick did that, there was something more serious about it that clear. It wasn't just kind of like Tingle, like rolling his eyes. He was like he looked at Tingle with some sort of intent, heavy intent of sort. Put the book right back up.
Tingle, I can't help but notice this kind of tastes like bacon.
Yep.
Is that common for all of the races you've eaten?
I mean, it varies, based on the diet and the lifestyle and the age. But, yeah.
Clover's
Hate
face.
this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Clover, it's for science. I'm not going to start eating people, but it's also good
No,
to
but
know.
knowing that he flavors everything bacon now, I hate
Oh
it.
yeah.
Also-
Oh no.
I
Also
told
something
you
that-
guys.
Something else that affects the flavor is the fear of the meal at the time. Because if they're really scared, then it actually gets like a little bitter and sour, so it's not as good.
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
I mean that's common when you slaughter livestock. You don't want to spoil the meat.
But
See the
don't
blade spoil the
slaughter-
meat.
I
talk
don't
about-
eat meat. I don't know these things.
I'm just talking about facts. It's not like I'm actually saying, hey, let's go eat a hobo or something. So,
Well, let's definitely not do that.
so dirty.
Well, that's a very strange lifestyle you used to live, Mr. Rumbletron. We're just gonna go back to eating his not hobgoblin tasting goose.
Yeah, the duck is definitely not bacony flavor. All right. So as things start to wind down more, depends on if you all want to try to go to sleep. But you all are still relatively awake. It is dark outside. A lot of the miners are gone. You see there's a few that are 1 or 2 that have kind of fallen asleep drinking. You can see Arlo kind of shakes them awake. It's like, come on, up you go, you need your rest. And but he lets out a yawn, and you can see the Dragonborn lady go, take the rest of the night off too, Arlo. I'll finish up. She looks over at you all, still kind of enjoying yourself, talking amongst yourself, and it's like, I don't know where you all came from, but I must ask, will you be staying at our wonderful establishment here, or are you headed out elsewhere?
Well, I don't want to speak for everyone, but if you got the room, we definitely could use a nice place to sleep for the first time in. Well, actually, I guess it's kind of a nice place to sleep above ground for the first time in a while.
Well, yeah, we have some rooms left. If you're looking for nice rooms, they're not really nice. They're good. They're great. You'll get a good night's rest here. But nice is pushing it a bit far, I'd say. Either way, come on. None of you look like miners, so I'm guessing you're not with the Prisdorum or the Laco mines, right?
Pardon, what?
Is that are those words?
Right.
Prisdorum is the one of the major mines, and the other one is owned by Garrick Laco, a crotchety old Nomi man. You might see him pop his head in here from time to time.
Yeah,
The
so
answer
we're not
is
using
again?
those.
No, yeah, we're not.
What was that?
Can you say that name again?
Lackle Lackle.
Lock.
Laka.
Yeah.
That's a
Lackle.
fun name.
Yeah, don't really say that to the old man's face. I don't think he'd appreciate it. And he kind of holds a lot of clout. But yeah, it's a
Eh.
fun and stupid name. I know. As she smiles like, so if you want rooms, they're available, and with everything you've had today, and with rooms for one for each of you, I'm guessing. I wouldn't suggest more than one for these rooms.
Fine going up without a room.
What was that?
I'm fine going without a room.
You don't need a place to stay.
I kind of just woke up, and I'm very excited to just be outside. I don't want to be inside a building tonight.
Oh, that's fine. Is that how the rest of you feel?
I mean, I'm taking a room, trying to get my sleep cycle back together.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna go through the charges. It's gonna come out to about total everything 3 gold, 5 silver, with rooms all included for 4 rooms, excluding the one for Clover.
Well, I'll pay 1 gold and 2 silver.
Oh, I have no silver, so I'll just give 2 gold.
I guess I'll cover the rest of the silver then.
All right, done. She hands you over some simple looking keys with little tags on them saying the number on the 3rd floor actually. And yeah, you all can kind of take it from here however you all want to do. I know you still are relatively awake, but technically society or most of the people in Gildercrest have started to go to bed. Yeah, Fel starts packing up a few things and somebody else comes in. She kind of gives a few directions to the person, who is a dwarvish lady. She has like bags under her eyes and she looks pretty tired, but she sits behind the counter as you all are kind of prepping and ready, finishing up at your table here. So yeah.
Does someone mind if I leave some stuff in someone's room?
Yeah, you can leave it in my room. I was actually gonna go for a walk anyways after. I'm too awake.
Hopefully
that
we can
is
see the
fine.
moon tonight.
Oh god, I hope so. It's pretty overcast though.
And just think, all those miners that were super drunk might have dropped some of their gems on the way out.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you guys leave some of your stuff behind. I believe Bloodbeard, you're going to bed, right? You're just gonna
Yeah,
try to
Bloodbeard's gonna,
sleep.
Okay.
Okay,
Bloodbeard's gonna actually try to sleep.
okay, that's fine.
I need to sleep.
Yeah.
He might order like a nightcap or something to go to see if that'll help him calm
Okay.
down.
I have
For a second, I thought you were
I
gonna
don't
say
think it'll help
pizza.
though.
So I was just imagining he might order a pizza and just watch a movie.
Arr! It's a pepperoni with that.
These rooms are very simple. Small. It kind of feels like some of the rooms for like the nicer or for the more important crew members that would have in your ships, Bloodbeard, when you used to sail. Not like your quarters, which was nicer, but some of the other crewmen which had like the basic necessities that wasn't just a hammock, you know? So like
Yeah.
a very simple bed, a little foot locker, and a small writing desk with a lantern. That's basically it. And there is a window, one window in each room. But yeah, you try to go to rest. Tingle, what are you doing? Zubrik is gonna try to go to rest too.
Well, you know, I was kind of thinking it could be a good moment to try and bond with Emilio and Clover, you know, because apparently they hate me, and I might I just have that voice in the back of my head that says, just stab Emilio, just do it. Just do it. I don't want to have that.
So you're following them in a way.
Following along. Gonna try and bond.
Okay. So Emilio and Clover, you drop your stuff off in your room and you head outside. And when you get outside, Tingle's not there yet. The clouds, they've parted. You could see the starry, beautiful sky above, of the purples and the bluish colors up above. And you can see the large moon, very crescent. You know, what's the when it's like thin, very thin? What's that? It's like
waxing or waning, but it depends on which side.
Yeah, well, whichever one it is, it's a very thin sliver of a moon left, that's still illuminating the night, and it's pretty well lit enough, because of the moonlight and everything, that you can still see and walk around pretty easily, even for you, Clover.
Out of curiosity, though, is it waxing or waning? How close is it to the new moon or to a full moon?
It would be the exact opposite to the full moon because it's the smallest.
Yeah, but is it going towards the new moon, or is it going?
Is it growing to a new moon, or is it shrinking to?
New moon is nothing.
Yeah.
Opposite of full moon.
Yeah, it's a new moon then. That's what it is.
Okay, so it's going. Okay, I got you.
Going to a full moon. Either way, you guys start to take a few steps away from the tavern when Tingle, you hear the familiar what's called chunky footsteps of Tingle's armor.
Oh, hey guys, wait up!
We didn't find any gems yet.
Oh, don't worry, I'll keep my eye out.
I'm just happy I can see the night sky. It's quite pretty.
Yeah, way nicer than your gems.
When you're looking out from this area, you were just excited to leave the Underdark and the earth behind you when you got out of the mines. But now that you get a better look around here, you could see the rest, or almost the rest of the town, the way it's laid out. I'm gonna say no survival checks needed. You are on the east side of town right now, where the mountain range is and stuff like that. Straight ahead of you, to the west, there, the ground slopes downwards, so you can see almost the entire town in that direction. You can see many residential homes and such in that direction, and there seems to be a town circle at the center, where there are a few larger and nicer looking buildings. To the south, there are larger manors of sorts, and one that sticks out quite more prominently. And the south side is kind of partially built upon jagged rocks and stuff like that, very steep, and that's the place that it's hard to see, and it's higher than your view. So when you're looking up in that direction and you see some of the houses, one stands out. And it is a house that has a large, quite sizable tree with bright red leaves, that you swear it's illuminated slightly. Even from this distance, you could kind of see the leaves are illuminated in this reddish hue. To the north, where the town kind of dips further, you could see it seems like a district with a lot of more where a lot of more blacksmiths, tanners, stuff like that are located. And yeah, this is where you all kind of get to travel and look around. So if you start walking, you'll probably hit the center eventually if you start walking west.
A big town, city, whatever you want to call this.
Yeah, you can see rail tracks that have come down from the mines, and there's actually 3 of them that have come down from the mines, and at this point most of them have kind of turned to the right away from you as you're on the main road, to a few processing looking buildings over to the right where they're like larger buildings. You can see piles of material kind of locked behind some kind of open fences. But yeah, this is where like the mining probably starts to end and the town itself begins.
You know, I just had a thought. Since this is a mining town, depending on what they mine, might be a great place to get like some of the more hard to find gem supplies. You know, tailings and dust and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know how money works, but I wouldn't mind holding a few diamonds.
You do that, Clever.
Well, if one of you guys, actually dies, I think I'm able to potentially put you back on your feet.
With a diamond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why diamond specifically?
I think it just best represents life force.
Diamonds?
I mean, it is a pretty rigid structure, and that could actually work to anchor a soul matrix back into a body, but...
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
It's one hard rock. Yeah.
Diamonds used in quite a lot of medical applications, at least in spells. Like, a lot of restoration spells requires dust.
Clover, can you give me a religion check real quick also?
Religion. Boop. 15.
With the 15, you would know the basics. Some of these are also just kind of like a toll almost. There are a few gifted individuals, like you saw Mama Utley, who had ways to work around these material restrictions by things that are gifted with, like she had transmutive properties that she was able to do. With you, don't have that. However, there are some spells require components. For things along clerical natures with this, some gods and require material components as a way to make sure, some think it's to make sure it's not easy. There's a cost to everything. This is a physical material like this is required mostly to show your devotion on how important such a thing is. So not just done and it's over and it's fixed, but that's what the rumors, that's what most of the people in the religious circles believe. So yeah,
It could have been any gemstone, but they decided diamond for some reason. I don't know. Spell creators? I don't know. Who creates clerical spells? It's the gods, right?
Oh.
I'm guessing so. You guys follow gods, right?
Yeah.
That's my best guess.
Because I've heard of wizards making their own spells and like
Zupus
artificers make.
does it a lot.
Yeah, and then like you create magical stuff, but like I guess it's just innate. What about you, Emilio? How do you get your...
Oh, I just pull it from everything around me. The universe is literally around everybody and through everybody, so I just pull a little bit on it and I can make things happen. I kind of change the properties of things. Kind of like how Tingle's bacon works, but less horrifying.
Three of it's a little horrifying.
Yeah. Creating fireballs is far less horrifying than making things taste like people.
Bacon.
Tingle, why?
as you guys have been walking now for a bit, the ground beneath you is it's pretty well paved, cobblestone kind of ground. Carts would be bumpy, but it's still nice to walk on well paved surfaces once again. And in the distance you can see the center of town growing larger. And at the center of town, it seems like there is a park of sorts, like a flourishment of nature. Wildflowers, I believe. I forget when exactly the season we left off was, because we took a long break. But let's just say this is like beginning of fall, just to make things easier.
Fair enough.
So when you guys when you are approaching it, you could see, even though it is towards the end of summer right now, it's a lush park. Beautiful little trail built in that you could see, that you could walk into, but around it, the cobblestone walkway circles around this park, the circular park at the center of town.
So it seems very out of season.
Not very, just out of season. Like, even though like there are blooming flowers and stuff like the middle of spring, you might be able to see that in the middle of summer. So it seems a little out of season that they're still in bloom and very well growing even now. And the trees don't seem to be really turning color. The few trees here, the trees here don't seem to be turning color either. It's still lush and green.
How long were we in that mountain for?
Not this
so?
long.
Yeah, did we miss an entire few seasons?
No, there must be some property.
There's no way we were down there for that long.
Felt like that long.
Fingal's gonna start pulling out his stuff to do ritual casting of detect magic.
Okay. You cast detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't seem to be anything magical other than nearby, and this is the only place in town that has it, but in the circle around the park and the walkways, there are a few lamps, 6 that kind of help inscribe where the circle is, that have quite bright looking stones that are emitting magic. And it's I forget what light is, but it's whatever that kind of style is.
Alrighty.
That's the school of magic that is illuminating this area quite nicely.
Well, the torches seem to be magical, but I don't see any other sources around here.
Maybe it's like, maybe they're not magical themselves. Maybe they're just like, they water it with something, or something in the soil, or maybe they just do something to help it grow. I don't know.
Maybe a type of like druids do this all the time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we do. I've definitely done this.
Maybe the druids that I've known before.
It's okay. I actually used to see my mother do this just a little tiny bit, but not very much.
But yeah, there's a little walkway into the park too, but you guys can walk whichever direction, continue through the center, go north, south, east, west. Let me know where you want to kind of walk or explore the town while it's quite silent here.
Emila's just gonna follow wherever Clover goes.
Okay.
I'm just walking around taking scenery. Like, I don't know, like kid in a candy shop, but more like, look at this house. This house, you see the bricks? It's so nice.
Okay, so if that's the
Fingal's
case,
staring at the torch for a second, and suddenly he turns around and goes, "Bleh," and starts hustling after them.
if that's the case, as you're walking around, you did point out, potentially getting gems and stuff. There is a small 2-story home in the center as you're walking around in this area that you could see that it's made of nice fire bricks stacked up together with some mortar supporting it. You could see that surrounding the house is an wrought iron fence with a small garden at the lawn of it. A circular sign painted with bluish hues to represent a cut jewel has a yellow eye painted at the center of the blue jewel sign. there is a small balcony on the second floor where planters are hung from the railings, where you could see flowers that are in bloom there as well. So even from this distance through the glass, you could see the glass itself has these bars over it, and through it you could see a simple living space of sorts. But there's these kind of glass displays even within this living space. Another thing that you would notice while walking around the center here is the general store. It's called O&R Mercantile Company, or Co. And it's there's a wooden sign of an O, the ampersand symbol. I think that's what it's called, right? The and symbol. And the R interlaced together. Seems to be a bit faded over time. You could see the curtains are drawn, but it's a nice looking little mercantile store here. What a building that stands out to you other than that at the center is a large temple that seems kind of like a hall, with a large stained glass windows along that line the sides, and actually to the side of this temple there's a stage built in, like a semicircular stage that's built in and faded from the weather and the sun exposure to it, but yeah. And finally, the last really noticeable building in this area, you could see a 2-story brick tavern with a vibrant red tiling on the roof. The sign catches all of your eyes, as it is an illusion of a ruby that's been shaped and cut into the shape of a key that gently floats near the entrance and like kind of around back and forth on top of the door. There's a large stable attached to the tavern, and the tavern has a walled fencing made of bricks that are pretty low, and there seems to be a fish pond of sorts out in front near the entrance itself. Otherwise, that's the major things you guys would notice about the center of town. So continue.
Glover gets
Alright.
excited and starts like a sentence. Do you see that symbol? It's like a blue gem, and with it, there's a fish pond, and just goes over to the fish pond and
You could see
starts playing with him.
when you go over to the fish pond. You're from the north mostly. Okay. When you go over to the fish pond, you see a few, like half a dozen, 6 or so fish, and it's a sizable pond, and it's very well kept. And you've never seen fishes like this. Vibrant white, orange, and red colors. Koi fishes, basically. Quite large, size of forearms, swimming about. As you approach, they all kind of, a bunch of them kind of come up, and, they're kind of gupping at the air or at the surface of the water near you. But then they all kind of slowly start to dissipate and scatter after a bit.
Just watch him and the reflection of the starlight off the water.
It's a beautiful moment right now. It's nice and calming. Yeah.
So how long are we gonna stay here?
Well, I think we're just going for a nice walk. You don't have to stay with us, Tingle.
Oh, but I want to.
Why?
The outside's pretty, instead of being inside of a cave.
Oh, for sure. Oh my god, don't even get me started. But, I don't know, this place is pretty nice for a mining town, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe I don't know enough about mining towns, but I'd expect, not this.
Yeah, there's significantly less like angry drunk people bemoaning about having to work for terrible wages and ruining their lives hunting for other people's wealth.
Yeah, I would have expected more of that, but maybe Maybe mining towns are just like this. I don't know. I've never been to one.
I've passed through a couple, but not enough to really give like a broad one.
This has a lot of rich people in it too. I saw that there were, some big houses.
Yeah.
Did you see that red tree when you were walking into town? It seemed like it was glowing.
Yeah. What? Wonder if there's anybody
go
that
see it?
rents this town. Yeah, let's go see it. Let's go visit this tree.
Okay. So, what's called walking away from the center of the town, you all head to the southern side of town, which actually you could see the elevation kind of climbs back up. You had to walk downhill to get to the center, so all of a sudden there are steps and winding pathways that you're just kind of eyeballing and making your way there. And yeah, you could see actually a few guard presences too at this place once you start approaching the nice residences here. But it's pretty clear where the red tree is. If you want to approach it, you absolutely get closer to this the house, you can. So I'm guessing that's what you'll want to do.
I'm going to the red tree.
Yeah, so as you make your way around and come upon and you turn the street and you see the manor before you, it's a beautiful manor. It's only 2 stories, but lavish. Multiple rooms you could see. There's topiaries that are kind of small but well kept at the front lawn, and at the center of the lawn itself is this quite sizable tree. It seems like the tree has kind of outgrown the plant circle for it, and it's kind of like ruptured partially through, grown partially past that, but the bark is like dark brown, and the leaves itself, the bloom and leaves itself, they're red. By the way, Base is not with you all. Base is powered down, or not powered down, but just kind of resting.
He's just staring at a wall. What is my purpose now?
Almost, yeah, something like that. But as you all approach the gate that this estate is at, you could see beautiful gates, silvery and metallic color, with elegant kind of curving decorative design at the top that also have spikes to keep people out. But yeah, the tree itself, the bright red leaves definitely are something that none of you probably would have ever seen. And not only that, even from this distance, there's a bit of it's warmer here. It's in the middle of the night, in the AM, early mornings, if anything, right now. And it is a bit warmer in this vicinity.
I wonder what properties are giving that tree its luminescent quality.
Yeah, there's a faint glow to the leaves.
Is it it's on the other side of the fence?
It's on the other side of the fence, in the private property of this man.
All right, Tingle. Let's say we hop this fence and go take a close look at that tree.
Yeah.
That sounds athletic. I was just gonna have my minion grab it.
That's not fun. I want to see the tree up close.
Same.
Okay.
All right. Tingle. Emilio's gonna crouch down, like he's gonna lock his fingers together, and he's like, "All right, Clover."
Okay.
All right.
Ready.
You hop onto one foot to Emilio's support.
He's gonna try to launch him over.
Okay. Give me an athletics check by Emilio. with advantage because Clover's gonna be partially pulling themselves up. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah. Okay. So Emilio, you go to launch, and Clover being small, but not only that, you really want to see what's going on, with the tree. And the fence is high, but with you go 1, 2, and then you kind of like do the switch to a support this way, and then help Clover over as Clover pulls themselves over to the other side, lands on the soft grass. And now that you're on the other side and you're looking up at this tree, it's nice, it's calming, and it's warm here.
Amelia's gonna just quickly turn into like a possum. He's
Okay.
gonna go through the bars and meet up with Clover.
Okay. Tingle, you're the only one on the other side of the fence, and you're looking up, like you're looking through at what they just did, and you're like, well.
Tingle's gonna start grumbling and reach down and adjust some servos on his legs and try and jump over the top of the fence.
And
Take a running jump.
just you're gonna try jumping. Okay, this fence is probably about it's a tall fence, so
he is 18 strength. That's like full on barbarian doing crazy athletic stuff at the moment.
Yeah, no, I know. I just want to know
high jump calculator.
the running jump. Yeah, high jump rules for
Okay, you leap into the air, number of feet equal to 3. You make a plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet. So 3 plus 4, so 7 feet.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. It would be a bit short, so give me an athletics check to see if you can kind of like use that momentum kind of to push yourself over onto the other side.
Alrighty. Athletics.
Okay. You land with a loud thud on the other side, kind of rupturing and ruining some of the grass, nice grass on this side. But when you do, doesn't seem, with all the dead of night right now, none of you are being super quiet, but even though you saw a few guards, not too many guards around here currently, at least. As all of you approach the tree, it's nice and warm right now, and you're kind of at the edges of where the leaves are.
A pretty tree. It's also big.
Yeah, it's a pretty sizable tree. Behind it, you could see the pathway that leads to a large set of double doors that are this bright light wood with silver accent and filigree that's kind of decorating it. And the few topiaries that are shaped mostly like animals of sorts spotted along the lawn. But as you walk up to the tree, it's starting to get hotter, like a bit warmer than you'd like as you get underneath where the canopy is and approach it.
Is it like a heat, like coming from a heat source, or does it feel more like a summer air type of deal?
No, it's more like coming from a heat source, and you realize it's coming from above. Like, most of you would probably understand that heat rises. I know education systems are kind of spotty in fantasy realm, but I'm gonna suggest that most of you all know this stuff. So the fact that it's warm where you are must mean that there's a lot of heat coming off somewhere, and it's probably above, because if it was below, it would be a lot hotter.
Does touching the roots or the base feel unbelievably hot?
No, when you touch the roots, they, those dark brown roots that you're touching, that you can see and are exposed to everything right now, you're just kind of touching it. They feel normal and kind of cool to the touch, almost like the night temperature that you've experienced. So it's actually cooler to touch the bark.
That's a weird tree.
Amelia's gonna pop onto it and just start to climb it.
Yeah. You climb up with your little ferrety, well, ferret, right?
He's a possum.
A possum, yeah, little claw, your little claws helping you
Yeah.
scramble your way up.
I'll race
The,
ya.
the higher you get, the hotter it's getting.
If it gets like unbearable, he'll crawl back down or drop onto Clover's head or something like
Yeah,
that. But
you kind of have to start slowing down and stop eventually as you realize if you get any closer to the leaves, it's probably gonna get a little too hot.
is it like, can he see anything when he's like looking up the tree?
The leaves themselves. Oh, you mean, what do you mean see anything? See?
Like if he's on the trunk, can he look up?
Yeah,
into the
you're
trees?
you're looking up and you could see actually now that you're looking up, and Clover, you start kind of climbing behind, so you could kind of see this too. The air here up there where the leaves start to be, you could see distortions in the air, like heat is emanating, heat is warping your vision. That's how hot it is within the foliage, the canopy of this single tree.
All right, he'll just plop down onto Clover's head.
Okay.
Hmm.
Slowly make my way down after realizing how hot it is up there.
I really want a sample of one of those leaves.
I wouldn't recommend touching it.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna knock it down.
There are a few leaves that have kind of fallen off, but they're not bright red anymore. You could see that
So I need a fresh one.
a lot of them look dark brown, like they've like almost like the bark itself.
Well, this might shower us with burning hot leaves, so you guys might want to step back.
What are you planning on doing?
I'm going to use rocket-propelled leaves.
Tingle's going to cast Catapult
Okay.
on one of the leaves that's fallen to launch it into the canopy.
Okay. You do that?
Yep, Catapult. Where's
And
my spells?
Okay,
There we
because
go.
you usually catapult a solid object, a pretty solid object, right?
Object weighing 1 to 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
No plans. Anyways,
Never mind, it won't work. Not large
What
enough time.
what is
for
everyone's passive perceptions at this point?
13.
10.
I believe it's 15.
Emilio, as you are all kind of looking up at this tree and all trying to figure out what it is, you could hear footsteps upon cobbled stones from metal greaves of guards in the distance.
He starts very quietly just shrieking.
Amelia,
Like
what are you
an-
doing?
He's just gonna keep shrieking.
Okay.
Just,
Like-
if you're gonna
He just
shriek,
starts
people are gonna know where we are. Stop doing that.
Is
He's
the
like,
tree making him insane?
he's whisper shrieking and like papping Clover's head.
Uh,
I
At-
don't know what you want from me.
at this
He's
I
point,
like get down on the ground because you were hitting my head, so I'm just going lower and lower.
yeah,
He's
you
gonna
go.
hop down and just go back through the bars and then shriek at them to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Amelia wants to leave.
At this point,
Okay.
Clover and Tingle, both of you give me perception checks.
Okay. Perception.
Clover,
Nice.
you saw Emilio leave, and through the bars, and you hear it too. The clanking, the distant clanking of boots, as guards are approaching from the distance. It sounds like they're gonna be hitting the street relatively soon. So you're like, "Fuck, you need to leave." And what are you doing?
Is he
What do you-
hissing, Emilio? Or Clover?
The guards are coming, but if we leave that way, they'll probably see us. We could hide behind the tree.
I have an even better idea. I'll carry you under the roof.
What?
I can reverse gravity on my boots, and I'm apparently a lot stronger than normal right now because of this weird belt interacting with my armor. So, just don't let go of me, and we can hide on the roof.
Let's do that.
Okay, Tingle's going to activate his spider climb.
All right, you activate spider climb, and you're carrying
glowing...
Clover, right?
Yep.
Okay.
With my 18 strength.
Yep. As you take a step, take a step, and you're like sideways.
Tingle, you're so strong.
It's so strange. I'm not used to this at all.
You're quite visible right now.
Yeah, just side of the house.
Okay. Yeah. Like side of the house, walking up the side of the house. So, Emilio, this is what you see. You're on the other side of the street. Were you going to be doing anything?
If he sees that they're still like 100% visible, he's gonna walk a little bit further down the street, and then he's gonna flop on his back and play dead, and see if the guards want to poke him.
Okay, so this is what you see. You see Tingle carry Clover and take a few 1, 2, 3 up to the side, right? Of this building, of the manor. The thing is, the manor is relatively light color and they stick out right now. You see the guards, and it's 3 guards approaching along this road, and you're like, you rush over and then flop over dead.
He'll let out a little shriek, so maybe they'll try to investigate it. And then he's just like on his back.
And you're kind of doing that, so they might have to turn and look towards you and not the manor. When you drop and they see you, they go, did that possum just fucking kill over? The 3 of them approach and they're like, yeah, I think so. Like in front of us? Yeah. Look at that thing. One of them kind of
takes... When they get closer, he like pops up and he shrieks again, and then he flops back down.
When you like, one of them takes out a spear, is about to poke you, and then you do the pop up, you know? They're like, fuck. One of them tries to boot you.
No. If they try to boot him, he's gonna try to run.
Yeah, I know, but you flopped, you said, so let me see if it hits.
He flopped. He's on his back.
Oh no.
They kick the possum that's being weird and suddenly it turns into a person.
It is. I rolled a 2.
I don't know what a possum stats are. Anyways.
But they miss. So what are you doing right now?
He like serpentines around their legs. Sees if he can like startle them, make them yell a little bit, and he's gonna like run around the area. He's just trying to buy them more time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Give me an acrobatics. Just roll me a d20, because I think Dex and Strength roll you use the creatures. So
nice.
Yeah. You're just like avoid it. They're like, what the fuck? This thing's going fucking crazy, and they're trying to like.
He starts frothing at the mouth.
Yeah. They're trying to like, what's called? They're trying to like step away from each other or like scuff their boots at you, try to kick you away, but you're managing to avoid it. Tingle, at this point, you also hear the guards and see them, and they're on the other side, just looking not in your direction. You get up to the top of the manor with Clover. And what are you doing?
Lying down flat on my stomach.
Okay. The roof is, tilted. Like,
walking to the other side.
Okay, so if the guards are over here, you're like over on this side, right? And then you kind of get down low, and you're both of you are like looking over the ledge. I'm guessing just seeing where the guards are. Amelia, I would say with a 20, you would notice this by now, and you could like try to dip.
Yeah, he's just gonna scurry off somewhere.
Dart off. I'm gonna see if they manage to get 1 hit on you before you actually leave, though.
Better not. I don't have a possum stats.
Well, that's fine. We'll just use a small. Nope, I rolled a 4.
Good.
Wow. Okay. You all are rolling really well, and I'm rolling really bad today. So that's fine. I guess that works.
The RP session when none of our characters are gonna die horribly, so we all roll really well.
Yeah. So I need Tingle and Clover to roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Alrighty, so that's normal for Tingle.
I'm actually at advantage because I'm not wearing armor.
Oh.
Okay. So both of you are hiding pretty well. Why do I keep putting my dice away? I've literally used it many times. Okay. Cool. A 1. Awesome. You all watch the guards go or look for a while after Emilio takes off into a different part of underneath a fence of a different house and stuff like that to try to lose them. You see the guards kind of go that fucking thing's gone mad. Did you get bit? No. They're all kind of talking amongst themselves, and both of you are looking and waiting. They talk for a while. They all wonder where the thing went, and then they start eventually walking their path. But they're definitely more talking amongst themselves and not looking for you all. After some time passes, it quiets down again.
I think we're good to go. Are you still able to walk us down? Or are we stuck up here?
I can get us down, but we'll have to make sure we hustle, because if I don't get us all the way down, then we will fall and break our bodies.
That would suck.
Okay.
Okay, let's hope this doesn't fail.
And Tingle's gonna once again cast Spider Climb.
All right, you cast Spider Climb. Dunk, 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 down the side of the building. By the way,
1 hour actually. Never mind. He doesn't need to recast it.
Yeah, I think you're fine. You notice you're wearing heavy armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've tracked a mud, or you've tracked dirt onto the side of the building going up, and you've tracked it down, going down now. A thinner path, thinner prints going down. You could, and I'll say you could basically use it to walk over the wall easily too. So you carry Clover over easily onto the other side. Emilio, you're hiding probably underneath a nice little rose bush or something that's not really in bloom anymore, and you're looking at them as they make it over the fence. As they drop onto the other side, there's no guards in sight right now.
Did you notice the dirt they left behind on all the walls?
No, it's on the side, so you don't see it.
Okay. Then he's just gonna go meet up with them.
All right. So, yeah.
It's enough adventure for me tonight.
I'm just really happy that didn't liquefy my feet.
I'm happy you can still walk.
Yeah.
So,
So would you guys say this counts as a night of bonding?
Emilio just yells.
Try to put a hand over a possum mouth, but it's quite wide, so
you do one of
can't
those.
get the right shape.
Yeah, you just kind of clamp down the mouth.
He screamed at own ass, but his ass is Tingle.
All right. So yeah, you all manage to make your way out of this kind of nicer district and eventually make your way back. And as you do, you could see the sky getting brighter. You've been out for a while. You've explored most of the town, a huge section of the town. And when you get back, it's still a bit tiring, so you could take a long rest now and just everyone kind of starts their day at noon. And Bloodbeard will kind of get to experience how the miners kind of work and stuff in the morning, I guess.
Alrighty.
Emilio only
I'm
needs
to
4
sleep.
hours, so.
Yeah.
I'm planning to just stay outside underneath the tree.
Okay.
The full 8, baby!
Okay. So everyone takes their rests and such. Clover, Emilio, and Bloodbeard will see the miners. They get up pretty early. Clover, you see Vaughn, the dwarf that Bloodbeard was talking to in the morning, actually leave the establishment earlier than most and head towards the center head to the center of town. And by the time everyone's kind of coming back with like or leaving the tavern, and they got some of their gear, you can see a few of them are headed over, and where the rails are, you can see a few of them from the supply area to the side start pushing these heavy carts with some of them filled with other miners in it, and they're like, hey, come on, push us harder, you know, you lost a bet last time. And they're all like having a blast as they're making their way into the mines. A few of them, their helmets seem to have different symbols on them, but it's mostly two kinds of symbols. So if anything, they might be the two different mines that you've heard.
Do any of them look like that blue gem with the eyeball on it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
One of them has this kind of faded multicolor single prism shape, like gem shape, and the other one, it looks like some sort of lock and key. Either way, as everyone's kind of headed up towards the mine, towards the end of that with the stragglers, you can see Vaughn kind of like jog back up the hill and catch up to the rest of him, and passes you know, and catches up to the rest of them as he comes back from the center of town from something. But yeah, the rest of you eventually will wake up after a few more hours, for some of you, I guess, especially Tingle, and you could begin your day. But I feel like this is a great place to take a break, so that's what we'll do right now.
I say, Pete, I might honestly head to bed because I'm like dipping.
Oh, okay.
I'll fall asleep. And since it's RP, since it's super RP heavy, I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world for me to dip.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you want, since now you all know what's available in the town as players, and I want to know if y'all are going to pursue anything, or if you want to pursue anything, because if I don't really like playing with just 3 players too much.
I gotcha.
So if you want, you can at least let me know. If you want to pursue story stuff in the town, I can work on that in a lot more in detail. Or if you don't want to do that, then I could start preparing Barter's Bay stuff, try to get that hammered out as much as I can. And I don't mind. So y'all can talk, but I guess this is where we can end our session for.
We could do a little debating on air, I think.
Oh yeah.
Just,
well, how about
nice,
this? Instead of going on break, we just do the little debate. You guys figure out amongst each other as players or as characters what you want to actually do, whether you want to help out the town with anything, and then that's where we will end it today. So, as you all gather down at the empty tavern, you can see Vel has taken her place back behind the bar, and you actually don't see is it Arlo? I think it's Arlo. Yeah, you don't see Arlo as as a server just yet of any sort. But yeah, like wandering around yet.
Quite early in the morning. Is there anything you want to pursue?
It's about.
Or do you want to go to Barter's Bay?
It's about noon, I'll say, because Tingle went to sleep pretty late. But yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming with how late some of you woke up, you were out pretty late last night. You see anything interesting?
Some really crazy possum out there.
Yeah.
There's also some bandits that are just messing up people's roofs and putting mud on walls, but yeah. There's also an
nice
enchanted
houses. Tree. Yeah, the tree's enchanted.
Is this like a bandit problem you think we could take care of, or?
I think he's talking about himself.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to assume, but
But actually, I did restrain myself, though. We were on the roof of a rich person's house, and I did not suggest breaking in and stealing stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you can change after all.
I'm proud of you, Tingle.
So, I mean, what did you all want to do? Like I said, I know Tortuga is going to be gone from Barteris Bay for a bit, and I wouldn't mind taking a little bit of a break after everything we did, but at the same time, money talks.
I mean, I would rather take a break, but I would rather take a break away from this town. But I suppose we can at least ask or inquire about the missing supplies.
That would be a bad
Oh.
idea.
And speaking of supplies, I know I want to buy some regents and other things for some of the projects I'm working on.
I'm quite conflicted because I want to help, but I don't want to go underground again, and I also want to rest. And those three things don't seem to be the same.
Well, resting and not going underground, you can lump together.
You
And-
actually, when you are mentioning all this, Vel, the
Yes, Stargia.
Vel goes, if you're talking about helping out in the mines, I mean, there are only 3 mines in this town. The Prisdor, Laco, and well, I guess if you count Silverstone, but I'm not sure if Silverstone's is a mine per se. Allegedly,
Seems to be what everyone's saying.
yeah, the guards don't like us talking about the miners talking about and spreading rumors. Apparently, I think she put out a notice to the guards to try to put a stop to that. But I heard that through some renovations of sorts that she was doing underneath her manor, she found a large, and I mean like from what I heard, like sizable amounts of rubies down there. Tell you the truth, I think it's all horseshit. That's my thought, though.
Is her manor in town?
Yeah, that's the one that the guards asked for last night.
Well, can you point
the
out
one
which
with
one
the-
that is?
Yeah, absolutely. You could see it from most of the town. It's the one with the big old tree. That thing grew real fast, from what I remember.
I heard rumors that that tree gives off heat.
Yeah. I don't think it's rumors at this point. To tell you the truth, most people know it as some sort of like sun tree or whatnot. That's the name that most of the folks call it. It's red, kind of warm around there, from what I heard, and what most people know it as. But yeah, what I'm more surprised at is how fast that thing grew. It's only been like 5 or so years, and that's a big
That's
tree.
crazy.
It's a fast growing tree.
And when did this lady find the gems underneath?
A few months back, from what I heard. But I'm not sure about exactly how all that lines up, to tell you the truth.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you're looking for, I heard something about looking for a job helping out the supply line of the miners here. If you're looking to help out, you can probably go talk to Sarah down at the O&R. She'll let you know. I think there's been a few nappings of some convoys out there along the road, so. But yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll leave you all to it.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know about anyone else, but I really want to know what's happening with that tree.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I'm wondering, if the rubies were there already, could they be some kind of a catalyst? And that's what caused the tree to grow like that.
Maybe they're seeds.
I like how when I bring up, oh, we should see what's happened to the people that went missing. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. There's a cool tree. Oh boy, let's go touch it.
To be
Yes,
fair,
no.
we've already touched it. And second of
Yeah.
all, I still don't really want to go underground, but this entices me a little bit more.
Also, doesn't she own the mine? Like this is connected somehow. It's not coincidence.
I feel like it's gotta be.
The question then is, how could we get access to her property?
Or we
Well-
could just ask.
Well, we kind of did.
Well, I meant inside, because I really want to see these gems.
Well, I'm sure we can take care of their missing miners, but that involves going underground. So,
If we fix the supply line, maybe it'll build up enough of a rapport around the town that we. Oh, you're the ones that helped out the mines. Maybe you could help me with my problem.
Bit of a long con, but that could work.
doesn't sound too long. Maybe like a couple of days.
I meant more than just like breaking a window and going into her basement.
Well, that doesn't
More
sound much like a con.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
That's true. That's more just a convict job.
Different con.
Which one you wanna do? One is more like geared towards long-term benefits. The other one's geared towards like town mystery.
I think we want to do like one and then the other.
Oh, you want to do
Yeah.
both? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if
If
that's
we
the
do
case-
well with the one, it might open up the doors for us to do the other one.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, which one were you hoping, all as players, which one were you hoping to do first?
Probably
the
the
supply one.
Yeah.
Apply one. Okay. Interesting.
Seems like the most simple one.
Got it. Well, I will, as now that I know, I can work pretty detailed on that one and have it ready for y'all by next week. And then following that, I know exactly what to work on. And by the way, I'm surprised no one caught on to something. To something that I've already, all the clues are there. I will say this right now as a DM, all the clues are there. But I hope you all enjoyed playing today. I know today was more of just a RP and shorter session. But I personally enjoyed that. You guys got to explore the town of Gildercrest in the dead of night. Got chased by guards a bit. And Bloodbeard did some made a friend in Raymond and Vaughn. Or made short-term friends, I guess, with Raymond and Vaughn. So yeah. If you have any questions or thoughts, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed, and if anyone's watching, I hope you all enjoyed that as the session, even though it was short. And we'll see you next week with more. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all players for playing. We'll be back next week with more Roll Call World of Særald D&D. Goodbye.
Bye.
I didn't get to use my inspiration.
Sorry.
This session was so short.
You rolled.
Damn.
You also rolled really well.
I rolled a lot of 20s.
You did. You rolled like
Mhm.
3 or 4 20s today.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Be like that.
I know we didn't do it on. The inspiration. I guess that's still going on stream. So
Yeah.
in the chat. So yeah, feel free to fill that out. But otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream now, and we'll see. We'll see who wins inspiration. It'll be a surprise for
I
those.
think it's Tangle by a landslide.